Serverless is the next evolution of cloud technology. It's a big deal in terms of increased efficiency and easier management of cloud deployments, allowing users to deploy workloads without managing the infrastructure that it runs on. Users of serverless offerings no longer have to choose a server size, forecast capacity needs, tune for performance, or provision for high availability. Early cloud services used existing models of server virtualization because that's what people knew. Basically, you could rent a chunk of a server by the hour, but you still had to forecast how big of a chunk you needed. With serverless, you don't rent a fixed configuration piece of a server, users just run what they need and the cloud vendor figures out what infrastructure to use. Of course, there's a server involved, it's just that the customer doesn't need to manage it. There's two ways that users consume serverless. First is a way to build their own apps within a vendor's serverless application development framework. The other is where vendors are now building their own managed services in a serverless mode, allowing users to consume those managed services without having to deal with sizing the infrastructure it runs on. Oracle has a serverless application development environment called Functions, based on the open source FN framework. It allows cloud-native apps to be built in popular languages including Go, Java, Node, and Python. You upload code, design the events that trigger the code to be run, and direct the output of the code wherever it needs to go, with each piece of code operating independently as a microservice. A big differentiator for Oracle Functions is that it can run anywhere, in customer data centers or in another cloud. And that's a big advantage in terms of avoiding lock-in. Other vendors' proprietary serverless frameworks can't run anywhere but in their own cloud. Outside of app dev, cloud services such as database can also be serverless. This is a powerful capability that allows customers to just build and use data models and let the vendor deal with the infrastructure. Oracle's Autonomous Database is a serverless cloud database service. It runs on our proven Exadata platform, but we take care of sizing and capacity management. And Oracle Autonomous actually goes beyond serverless as a fully self-driving service that automates the infrastructure as well as much of the database management itself. So that's the story behind serverless. We'll be covering a variety of topics in this series. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you next time.